Hello guys, my name is Larry and let me welcome you to the channel today. I'm a veteran myself and I'm going to try to pass out some information to you that might help you if you have a disability claim or steps on how to file it and what to expect. Sometimes you may be denied, but that's we'll go into some of these steps a little bit later in other videos as we proceed. We are just starting this out on a channel now that's a different type of channel, but being I'm a veteran and fixing to start going through the process of a VA claim that I received back, let me back up a little bit. I was in the military, got out in '81, United States Navy. I got out with hearing loss and tinnitus, or some people call it tinnitus, but I call it tinnitus, and you can call it whatever you want. It's worth what it is. Normally you get a 10% disability rating on that. They gave me 0 for hearing, and they gave me 10% for tinnitus. And I've had some other issues since then, so I'm trying to see what we can do to get it additional claims stacked upon that one of them there. My hearing has deteriorated quite a bit more than what it was. I had a hearing test the other day, and like I said, at this point we're at the beginning of the process of how we're going to try to achieve this goal. So I'm going to go over some of the past rates for 2022, and the new rates are coming out tomorrow as we speak, Sunday, November the 19th, 2023 at 7 p.m. So some of these rates might change, but I'm going to go over some that are past rates, and then some of the other videos as I progress with my claim, I'm going to make videos on that to show you what happened, where I went, and the outcome of it. It's pretty astonishing. You hear so much out there on the internet from Combat Craig and several other guys, but we're going through the process ourselves. But let's go over some of the disability benefits, the past rates for 2022 veterans, called disability compensation rates. Your payment is based on the disability rating that you will have at the time and your dependent family members. Let's go down there. Compensation rates for veterans with a 10% to 20% disability rating. This was effective December the 1st, 2021. Now they're going to be changing. Say disability rating of 10%, a monthly payment would be $152.64. The 20% disability rating, the payment would be $301.74. Now, compensation rates for veterans with a 30% to 100% disability rating. We're going to cover a few of those. We'll start out with the compensation rates for the 30% to 60% range. You're going to see that a 30% disability rating, veteran alone, no dependents, is $467.39. Now, if you go up to 40%, it's $673.28. 50% is $958.44. 60%, again, in the same category, veteran alone, no dependents, it's $1214.03. And if you have a spouse, the same thing applies. With spouse, no parents or children, it's $522.39 for 30%. 40% is $747.28. 50% is $1,050.44. And of course, 60% is $1325.03. Wife and with spouse and one parent, no children, 30% is $566.39. 40 is $806.28. 50% disability, $1124.44. And your 60% disability is $1414.03. With spouse and two parents, no children, 30% is $610.39. 40% is $865.28. 50% is $1198.44. And of course, 60% is $1503.03. With one parent, no spouse or children, at 30, I'm gonna call these out pretty fast: 30, 40, 50, and 60. With spouse, two parents, or with one parent, no spouse or children, 511, 732, 1032, and 1303. So there's a big jump between the 511 and the 1303 and the 30 and the 60%. With two parents, no spouse or children, we call that one out. No, we didn't. I'm sorry. 30% to 60%. It's 555, 791, 1106, and 1392. Another pretty good jump. Now you will also add the amounts for a 30 to 60% disability rating, spouse receiving aid, and attendance. That's your dependent status. At 30%, you add $51 to the claim. 40%, you add $68 to the claim. 50%, $86. 60%, $102. So if you add your spouse, receiving aid and attendance, that boosted up quite a bit. Now let's jump to the 70 to 100% disability ratings. Veteran alone, 70% is $1,529.95. Now I'm going to call these out fast. It's going to be 70, 80, 90, and 100%. I'll call that 4 numbers. 1529, 1778, 1998, and 3332 at 100%. So figure that out. That is a massive amount of change here. Now there's some pennies behind that. With spouse, no parents or children, 70, 80, 90, and 100, you get 1,600, 1,900, 2,100, and 3,500. So you jump, if you're married and you have a spouse, you're going to jump up from 33 to 35. That's a couple $100. With spouse and one parent, same number, 70, 80, 90, and 100, 1,700, 2,000, 2,200, and 3,600, and $66, some chump change. Now there's some numbers behind that. I'm not giving you all of them. With spouse and 2 parents, 1,867, 2,164, 2,433, 3,816. As you see, veteran alone at the top of the page, 3,332 goes to 3,816 with spouse and 2 parents. With one parent, no spouse or children, start at 70, go to 100. 1,633, 1,897, 2,132, and 3,481. Whoa, big jump there. But it dropped down from 3,816 to 3,481 when you had no spouse or children. So you lose a little bit. With 2 parents, no spouse or children, 1,737, 2,016, 2,265, and a 3,630. Add amounts for 70 to 100% disability rating. Spouse receiving aid and attendance. 70% disability is 119, 80, 136, 90 is 153, and 100 is 170.38. I don't know how they come up with all these charts, but that is what it is. It's a nice paycheck there that you would get. I'm not saying you need to wiggle your way into the system, but like myself, if you can see, I have a little bit of difficulty speaking. I had a massive stuff cut out over here and messed up the side here, so I don't have any hearing over here, and I've lost part of my vision in this eye. I've been out of the service since 1981. I've gotten a 10% claim since I've been out. I've never had it adjusted. I never went in, never complained, but the other day I did decide to go in because my wife has been telling me I can't hear with her down. So went back in, noticed I had a lot more hearing loss than initially. So I was told to go ahead and jump back in that claim and have a hearing test done, which I did. They're going to give me new hearing aids. I'm not sure what the process is going to be from here forward, but I'm going to make videos to keep you informed of the progress that we're going to be making with that. But let me give you another example before I close this video. In our example of veterans with 70% disability ratings, your total monthly payments amount would be, now it's at 70%, $1,754.95 for the basic rate, 1 spouse and 1 child, plus $64 for second child under 18, plus $64 for third child under 18, plus $119 for spouse who receives aid and attendance. Your total of that at 70% disability with $2,001.95. So, you know, this was mostly about the rates and what you would receive with the rate that you get. The Veterans Organization will make you fight for it tooth and nail. They're not going to roll over and give you anything. And I'm beginning to figure that out by listening, like I said earlier in the conversation, to Combat Craig and a couple other guys out here on YouTube that put out a lot of videos. So I know I've got an uphill battle I have to fight here, but you know, I'm up in age. I hate to say this, but I'm going to be 65. You know, we're reaching an age in our lifespan that we're not really beneficial to society. So not very many people are going to give us a job out there when we're, especially not hireable. So we do want to try to get the benefits that we deserve. And I have waited since 1981 to now, which is what, 40-something years, to increase my claim. I think it's time I deserve it, and I'm going to try to do that. And I appreciate it if you hit the like, subscribe button on this video here in YouTube. It will help get out there and share it with other veterans that are probably up against the same thing I am. We're not advanced in this technique of shooting these videos for YouTube about veterans and disabilities, but we're going to learn more, and we're going to put out better videos. If you've got any questions or comments, please post them down below. We'll try to find a way to help you in one form or fashion. But again, thumbs up, like, subscribe, and we'll try to put you out some better videos here in the near future. Thanks for watching.